Van Jones is the person who said famously, and I think it was in 2016 or 2017, I'm sorry, in the first year of the Trump administration, today is the day Donald Trump became president. I think it was after he bombed Syria, if I remember correctly.
Mother of all bombs.
Oh,
right.
The mother of all bombs.
Right.
That's the day that Donald Trump became president. And
I mean, to be fair, Van Jones has shown a deep affinity for and belief in killing a lot of Muslim people in the Middle East. So, I mean,
that is the presidential seal of that's the imprimatur. But here is Van Jones, who has come full circle. He was fired from the Obama administration because he was such an intense radical. And I've told this story many times, like when I interviewed him years ago. I don't even know if we ended up playing the interview. I'm starting to wonder if we did. He had this whole economic populism thing that he wanted to pursue in response to Glenn Beck. And just that he wanted to respond to Glenn Beck should have been a clue. But B, I asked him, all right, so who is the villain in this story? Like, who is preventing this from happening? There's no villain. Nobody's preventing it from happening. It's just, it needs to happen, which was interesting.
Sounds familiar.
But here is Van Jones responding to Mamdani's
victory
speech.
I think he missed an opportunity. I think the Mamdani that we saw on the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech. And I think that Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people into the tent. I think his tone was sharp. I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani.
Can you pause this?
TikTok and the great interviews.
Just gotta say this, if Zoran was a black man, this would be a pretty racist argument. Like, I understand, like has been so much racism towards Zoran in this campaign about him basically being a terrorist. The angry black man is a racist trope in this country, but it's not too far afield of like the angry terrorist that's going to blow up New York City that he's basically alluding to there. Also, the 99% are who Zoran Mamdani represents. You can't include everybody in your political speeches. You're going to piss some people off. But in terms of like the pond you want to fish in, or the lake rather, with the 99%, being a little bit inflammatory towards rich people and billionaires, sorry, that isn't divisive. In fact, it just excludes the 1% that is ravaging our society right now.
That's how you include people.
The premise of his campaign was, we have a problem. The city has been built for millionaires and billionaires and not for everybody else.
Why are you so angry, Sam?
And the idea that he was talking, that this is where he introduced the idea of a class war. Yeah. I mean, has Van Jones been on vacation for the past, the whole premise of his campaign was the city's is being made unaffordable by the people who have the wealth. That's why there were $22 million deployed by 25 millionaires and billionaires against him.
Anyway.
Also, it's just the mic feed and you don't get the audience sound. He wasn't yelling in person. It was a loud,
I will say, when we were there in that room, the speech plays a lot differently. It's more intense when you're closer up than there. I mean, people were super excited, but it definitely plays like more intensely. And
maybe he was a little excited because something was over, the campaign.
Right.
I'd also just like to say, we got about 250,000+ views on our coverage of the campaign that night. It cannot the collapse of cable media cannot happen faster. This is like 2 minutes or 1 minute and 16 seconds of just drivel for babies. Like, what is he talking about? This sharp tone, this just like this aesthetic sort of like shallow analysis, and we're subjecting like millions of adults' brains to this.
It's like everybody's an influencer now, and everybody's auditioning. Like, I mean, I can't help but think when he's going on Bill Maher and making jokes about dead Palestinian babies and laughing and yucking it up. I mean, God, that gets me so mad just thinking about it.
Right.
He's auditioning for his next gig, whatever can get him a few more million in the bank. And CBS now they're run by Barry Weiss. Maybe he'll land over there. Maybe he'll land somewhere else. But there's no genuine audience for this kind of drivel except wealthy people and the media class that wants to hire somebody who's going to say what they want to hear.
And I will say, in defense of him, I don't know if he's just auditioning for next gig. He's probably also working on this gig.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think
fair enough.
there is
revenue streams.
I would say yes, multiple revenue streams. I'm sure his only revenue stream is not from CNN. I'm sure he has some organization that is basically, run out of his apartment that gets funding from different entities that would be consistent with the perspective that, Mamdani is Howard Dean or whatever it is he's trying to do there. So, that's what explains the drivel, is that...
Google Van Jones over at Drop Site, if you want more on that.
But there it is. It is fun to watch them react to this, and also know that it...
Well, he says that it's going to cost him. We don't need to play the rest of it, but later on he says it's going to cost him going forward. Really? That divisive speech is going to cost him going forward? What is this for? It's just cope.
Exactly. It's crazy to fill air with such meaningless content. People should be ashamed of themselves. CNN's booking is crazy when they have people like him on, or like the Scott Jennings or whatever. Like, why are we doing this?
And it's just play acting. If you watch Scott Jennings on these panels, you can know exactly what he's going to say before he opens his mouth, because he's there to be the Trump representative. And it's, what is the value that is added here, except to show to Washington or whatever, where we have a spokesperson for your wing of the party, or for the Zionists that want to see more children starve to death.
The Scott Jennings thing is interesting because I think that even CNN was amazed by how hated he is by the CNN audience.
Yeah.
My understanding is that the Q ratings they do on this guy are sort of abysmal. But, you got a contract. You got the guy. Remember the first go round, the guy that they had was like with Trump, was a Trump supporter, and he was that guy. I can't remember what his name was, but he was the Scott Jennings version in Trump 1.0, and they always have someone like that. So. I can't remember what that guy's name was. I want to say King. It wasn't Peter King, but it was somebody.
I know.
I sort of feel I can't remember. It wasn't Peter King. It was a former congressman. It wasn't him. It was a different guy.
It's gonna bug me.
It came up. He ended up getting fired, and they were able to find some morals clause, I think, thing or something he said, and he wanted. I remember a reporter called me, wanted my reaction to him being fired for saying something that was Nazi-esque or something like that, saying this is like your situation on MSNBC. And I was like,
Jeff Lord?
I think that's who it was. Jeffrey Lord. Yep.
Yeah.
And
King Lord I get your logic.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was that he said that got him fired, but I remember the reporter calling me and asking me about it, and I go, no, it's not the same thing. I'm not going to defend him. MSNBC, CNN, they can fire me for something I say, but they should be judged as to whether what I said is worthy of being fired for, and I would fire him, and I wouldn't fire me, and that's it.
His Wikipedia has it. In 2017, he in a discussion with Don Lemon and Simone Sanders, said that Trump was the Martin Luther King of healthcare. But that's not what got him fired. He was dismissed a few months later after tweeting Sig Heil to Angelo Coruscant, president of Media Matters for America, suggesting he was a fascist. They filled his role as the pro-Trump contributor with Missouri politician Ed Martin.
So, I mean, I am of the mind that, like, I can understand why a corporation wants to protect their brand. It's just a question of, like, are they making an assessment that their viewers agree with or not? I'm like, I'm not going to defend that guy. He sucks.
I'm the Martin Luther King of healthcare.
But that was what what's his face Santorum said. That's how we got the. That was the
right with Mandela.
No, it was
the Mandela of healthcare.
Every American will soon receive their own MedBed card.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.